Hi guys, so in today's video we are doing a collection update for June. We're starting off with my female plumed basilisk. She's doing really well. Perfect since the last video. She's eating perfectly fine. She's grown a slight bit more, however she's still very skittish and doesn't really like people. So we're not going to fuss with her too much and we'll move along to the next animal. So next up, this is my female Pac-Man frog. So the main food she eats a lot of insects, as well as she'll eat stuff like mice. She's quite big. She's about that sort of size in comparison to my hand, so she's relatively big. They still grow quite a lot larger than this. So this is her enclosure at the minute. I've added some pothos plant to it, which is seemed to do quite well with her, although she burrows quite a lot. So that's her. We will move straight along to the next enclosure, which is of my Tanzanian whip scorpion. I'll just grab the bark out from that. So this is my whip scorpion. This is a adult male. It's doing also very well. One of the favorite foods it eats is Turkestan roaches or red runners. I'm assuming it's because of the speed they run at. They're more sort of attracted towards it. So that's that one. We'll move on to some of my smaller spiderlings now. These guys are growing relatively well. Good speed, and they are my red rump and curly hair tarantula. So we'll move on to those right now. I'm just grabbing the lid open to the red rump tarantula. So moving straight along to the red rump tarantula. So when the camera decides to focus, there we go. So this is my spiderling red rump tarantula, or Brachypelma vagans. So as well as the red rump, I also have a spiderling of well, it's more of a juvenile now, of a hobby form curly hair tarantula in the next tub. So that is this one. I'm not too sure on the sex of each of them yet. I'm hoping they'll both be females, but that's those guys. So we'll move on to the next animal. So moving on to my next animals, this is my king baboon enclosure, or Pilanobius muticus. So this is an adult female living in here. I'll see if we can see her through the burrow, but like all the nice old world species, they all like to just hide in a burrow. So she's done quite a lot of construction in her enclosure. She's built quite a complex burrowing system. She constantly keeps changing it and sort of rearranging all of the earth in her tub. So we'll move on to the next one. So this is my true curly hair tarantula. This is the Nicaraguan curly hair, not like the hybrid versions in the hobby, which are a mix between the Brachypelma vagans and Brachypelma albopilosum. So we'll move on to this next one. This is my sorry about that, guys. Unfortunately, my camera cut out from the battery. So back to what I was saying. Yep, this is the true curly hair from Nicaragua. Moving on is my cobalt blue tarantula. Again, a nice old world species that constantly hides in the bottom of a burrow. Maybe we'll get a glimpse of her possibly. You can just make out her abdomen when the camera focuses in the very bottom there. Never really see her. They are very stunning tarantula, but unfortunately you never see them. So moving on, this is a Vietnamese giant centipede, or Scolopendra dehani. So this female is 8 inches long. She's absolutely massive, very mean, definitely not something to mess with. So she is absolutely awesome though. When she eats food, it's absolutely nuts. She goes crazy for it and just eats it within minutes. So we'll move on to our next invertebrate. There is one thing I'll mention. A lot of people may wonder why the substrate's dry on this. I actually make the bottom half of the substrate wet and then the top half dry. Centipedes in captivity can suffer from a fungal infection called mycosis. She actually had it before, and it's caused by an over wet environment. So a way you can combat that is make half of the substrate wet and then the top half bone dry. So then when they need to actually molt, they'll burrow down into the deeper, wetter parts of the substrate to molt, and you'll get no issues. She's actually molted like this and had no problem at all. So we're going to move on to our final tarantula for our first part of the collection. So this is one of my favorites. This is my juvenile Socotra Island baboon, or Monocentropus balfouri. I think it's a juvenile female. I'm not 100% sure. I did try and sex the molt, and it looked to me as though it was a female. So that is all good. Hopefully it is. I've got an interesting idea for a setup for her if she is, and when she gets a little bit bigger. So she's still quite small at the moment. Pretty aggressive also, as most old worlds are. So that is the first part of this section of the video, guys. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed and want to see part 2, then leave a like and subscribe to be ready and up to date for all my latest videos. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.